Hey guys, it's Dungeon Master Mark. Recently I've had a few people ask me about my cavern accessories, pieces that I've cast using the Hydrostone or the Merlin's Magic in the past. And as Dungeon Master Johnny was kind enough to point out the other day, a couple pictures of those that are already been painted, the ones I sent him. Which those they have a good bit of detail. Those actually come from a couple different sets. Most of the ones I use are from the Cavern Accessories mold by Bruce Hurst. And now these are originally made to be cast using the plaster or like a hydrostone mix. Lately I have been using a couple other materials such as the terracotta mix and then also the smooth on clear resin, or in this case the smooth on smooth cast 300, which is a white plastic resin. And I had a couple people ask me if I would be so kind as to do a video on the plastic casting. And I know a couple people are kind of scared of doing the plastic casting because it does damage the mold a little bit. And like I said, as long as you come to realize that the resin casting and the plastic casting will significantly shorten the life of the mold, it means you won't get as many casts. Like I said, as long as you realize that, as long as you clean your mold real thoroughly and use a mold release, you really shouldn't have that many problems. But just to give you guys a real quick how-to, obviously this is the Smooth Cast 300, the 2-part epoxy, so you'll use 2 equal parts. You'll want to have a plastic cup and some type of stirring stick, which I just use a little popsicle stick, that's what it is. Yeah, couldn't think for a second there. Now, I already pre-measured out a small amount of part A and part B, so I'm going to go ahead and mix those two together. Just want to pour that in there. Now, that being said, this stuff mixes in under a minute to 2 minutes, and you'll actually be able to tell when it's done because the cup will get really, really damn hot. Now, that being said, this stuff does cause a chemical reaction. If you're sensitive to VCCs, you probably don't want to do this in your house because it will maybe cause you some type of allergic reaction or something of that nature. Now, I'm just going to really quickly stir these. You want to scrape the wall a couple times. Stir, 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 stir. There we go, and that should be about done. There we go, and the cup is starting to get warm finally. And remember, you just want to make sure that it's very, very thoroughly stirred. That way you don't get any type of soggy parts in your white plastic when it's all completed there. There we go. And that being said, these do cast really, really quickly. So you need to pour this as soon as possible. And the very last thing we'll do is we'll scrape these. Hopefully we have enough time. Go ahead and pour these real quick. And we'll do one of the coins. Do some bags here as well. Actually, it's already starting to pour slower, so I know that it is almost ready to set up there. See if we can get that last little bit out of there. And I'm not sure if the camera will catch it or not. You can actually see where it's not dripping anymore. Oh, there we go. We got one last final drip, I think. And like I said, that being said, this is definitely not plaster. As you can see, it's actually starting to set up in the actual cup itself, so that's how we know that it is done. Now, that being said, we need to hurry up and scrape any little pieces that has some surface on there. And what should happen is here in about a minute or so, we'll start to see the white starting to form on the top of these pieces here. There we go. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and set the camera down so we can take a look there. And what we're looking for is when the pieces start to turn that white color, which means the chemical reaction is taking place. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and leave the camera on there and we'll give that a few moments. This right here is compelling television, folks. There we go. And you can see this first piece, you see where the white is starting to spread out. Now what you're looking for is that's actually the chemical reaction where those two are actually starting to bond to those two chemicals. So what will happen is once those pieces turn to a solid white color, which obviously the thicker the piece is, the more of the chemical reaction is going to take place, such as that. So those pieces are actually going to set first. And then the thinner pieces, like say this fire pit there, it'll probably be one of the last pieces to actually set up. Yep, so there we go. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and turn the camera off, and I will wait about 2 or 3 minutes, and I'll go ahead and turn the camera back on so you guys can see what they look like when they're all finished setting up. I'll be right back. And we're back. And everything looks like it is all nice and set up now. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and flex the mold a little bit there. Go ahead and pop those pieces out one at a time. There's the log in the fire pit. There's one of the white crates. There's a log. My favorite piece out of this whole set, the chest pile. It's kind of hard to tell though without it being painted though. We got ourselves a barrel. We got a bone white treasure chest there. There's the fire for the fireplace. Let's go ahead and pop that chest out, or the box out. There's a nice square crate and a couple sacks of grain. And there we have it. So we can zoom in on those. Oops, let's get those all together. And that's it. That is the secret to plastic or resin casting. Like I said, now I did let these sit up for about 5 minutes total just because I wanted to make sure they were completely dry, and I also had a kind of a breakfast snack here. So, but yeah, that's all it takes. That being said, plastic cast pieces like this, you probably want to prime with like a paint like the Krylon Fusion or something similar. That way you don't have to worry about any adherence, and then also make sure that paint sticks nice and well too. Well, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and you guys have a nice day. Bye-bye.